Today we're going to be talking about how to embrace minimalism as you are now working from home. I'm going to give you a few things to help you in your work life and talk to you a little bit about how my working at home experience has been over the last 15 years. Coming up next. Hi everybody, my name is Dee Burks and this is Retirement Rescue, where we talk about how to make money, save money, and create a retirement from nothing. Well, over the past 15 years, I've worked from home largely. With a few little exceptions, that's been my life. I started working from home back when we had Skype with no video, and there was a horrible delay that sounded like walkie-talkies. And now everyone's on Zoom, as am I, and people are like, oh wow, this work from home. And I'm like, welcome to my world. Y'all are all finding out what I have known for more than a decade. Working from home can be a tremendous enhancement to your life. However, there's some downsides. And in order for you to effectively and functionally work from home long term, and not just temporarily, you have to really rethink how you work from home. And one of the best things you can do is really embrace the idea of minimalism. For some reason, when a lot of us work in an office, we tend to make office our home away from home. So we have plants and we have books and we have all these things and our shelves are full and we have lots of stuff. Well, when you work from home, and a lot of people, especially over the last year, as they have been forced to work from home temporarily, which has turned into months, they brought their laptop home, the few things they needed, and they just carved out a little space. And that's great for a week or even a month. But now, 6 months, 8 months, 9 months down the road, yeah, that's not functional. And you all know what I'm talking about. The chaos of home with kids and dogs and spouse and deliveries from Amazon and the doorbell ringing. And it's just this constant chaotic type of environment for a lot of people. And you may be trying to figure out, okay, how do I make this function long term? Now, the first one, of course, is to just rethink your working environment when you work from home. You do need a dedicated space. And it doesn't matter if that space is a walk-in closet. You need a dedicated space. And if you're going to functionally work from home long term, that's something people have to look at. There is a lot of activity in the home buying market. People are starting to realize the home that functioned when everybody went to work and everybody went to school was great, but now it doesn't function because you're doing those same activities from a location where you never planned to do them. And so for a lot of people, that means looking at upgrading or changing the structure of where they live. It becomes much more important because you now have to include work in that space that may not have been designed for it in the first place. But the idea that you're just going to stick work in a little corner, that's not going to work long term. There are too many distractions. You will get extremely frustrated. You probably already are. And you will not feel like you are being functional. And that's the whole idea of working from home, is being functional. Now, the second thing to think about, and this has happened for almost everyone for whom this is their first experience working from home, they have had a huge value shift. You make these assumptions when you go to work. You're going to work 9 to 5 or 8 to 5. You're going to come home. You're going to do family stuff. There's this routine your life follows. Working from home completely alters that routine. And a lot of that is very, very good. Instead of going on break and staring at a break room wall, you can put in a load of laundry. You can do your dishes. You can walk outside. You can pet your dog. And for many people, that is incredible. It is very stimulating to be able to have control of your environment and control of your time to a certain extent. You're no longer told when you're going to go lunch, when you're going to get back. People aren't looking over your shoulder every 5 seconds or interrupting every single thing you're doing with chit chat and water cooler gossip. That is one of the best things about working from home, is less interruption. For many people, and I'm one of these, one of the best things about working from home is having my dog around. I love having my dog around. My dog loves me being around. And that is one of those perks not everybody gets at the office. And it really enhances your work because you're happy. There's no more of that trudging into work somewhere you don't want to be forced to spend a certain number, an arbitrary number of hours pretending like you're busy the whole time, when really you could have gotten that work done in a much shorter time frame and been much happier. So work from home has really taken root with a lot of people, as it should. That value shift has made people, especially people like young parents, realize their lives can be very different. Instead of doing all of that rigmarole so they can hopefully come home and spend an hour or two with their kids before they put them to bed, now they can take a break in the afternoon and take a walk with their kids. You know, they can be with their kids for lunch. They don't have to commute back and forth. They don't have to fight traffic. They don't have to wear dress-up clothes. Huge benefit. And so that value shift has made people realize there's more to life than work. There's absolutely more to life than work. And so figuring out how to be long-term functional and work from home is something a lot of people really want to get a hold of. And that value shift is what's behind it. Now the third area, and this is one of the things that people struggle with the most when you start working from home, is how to separate work from real life. Because believe me, it is very hard once you're at home because everything blends together. And so you have to really think about, okay, what are the boundaries? What are the times you're going to answer work emails? One of the temptations of working from home is you just sit there and you continue to work. You have got to have start times and stop times, just like you're at work. And holding yourself to that schedule allows you to stop or mitigate that bleed into your real life. You're not working 24/7. And really, your employer should not expect you to. And if they do, just because you're working from home, you need to have that conversation with your employer. There are limits and there are boundaries. They don't pay you for 24/7 of your time. The fourth area to think about is get rid of all those old work trappings. Do you still need 2 cars? If you're going to work from home forever at this point, and some people are choosing to, you don't need all those fancy clothes. Get rid of them. Those old work habits and old work trappings don't help you be more productive. The whole idea of minimalism is to function with only exactly what you need to accomplish the job. And guess what? All that stuff you had at work, the plans and the pictures and the books and all that stuff, you don't need it. And it just clutters your work area. When you are working from home, it's really important to be able to focus. You need a clean, minimal work area that is a little bit separate from the house, that allows you to function completely for work and not be distracted by all the stuff. And the last thing we're going to talk about is the fact that not everybody is cut out to work from home. Some people struggle with it tremendously. For those of us who are introverts, it is great. We love it and we thrive on the quiet, on being in charge of our own domain, on our own workflow. It's great. But there are a lot of people who are extroverts and they need that face-to-face, that interaction. So don't think just because you don't want to work from home that something's wrong with you or you're not on board with the latest work craze. Doesn't matter. If that is your nature, then choose that. The cool thing about the environment we live in now is we do get to choose. You can live differently. You can work differently. You can interact with your family differently. And for some of us, that is so attractive. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, please click subscribe and I'll see you next time.